Ladies and gentlemen, this week we're bringing a band that hails from the country music capital of the world, Nashville, Tennessee. But they do not play country music. They play wonderful tech death. It's loud, it's fast, and it's crunchy. Folks, welcome to this edition of Thunderdome Metal Reviews. I am Tracey Newport. With me, as always, is the Reverend Ben Lindsay, the Murder Basement Gabe Cooper, and the Dr. David Beatso. How y'all doing today, gentlemen?
Murdering in basements.
This one does.
To this soundtrack, probably.
Yeah. For sure. Well, this is Foul Genius. What was the band's name again?
Inferi.
Yeah,
File
Inferi,
Genesis.
Released on September 10th of 2021. It's their sixth studio album released on the Artisan Era. David Otero was the producer. Has a runtime of 43 minutes and 44 seconds. The band is Malcolm Pugh on guitars, Mike Lowe also on guitars, some more on drums, Andrew Kim on bass, and Steve Bozier on vocals.
Yeah.
Well, you go ahead, Tracy.
I just said, I was kind of waffling on what to pick for this. And I think actually for a period of time, I had the previous time we did Tangaroa on there. And then David picked it. And I'm like, okay. And I was looking at this and I saw that from Nashville. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give the local band some love and put these guys on here. And I've been following these guys since I found them in 2018 and have enjoyed their stuff. So I was like, I need to subject these guys to it. I think they'd appreciate it somewhat.
I mean, you know how I feel about death metal, so I was not hard to convince at all. I'm like, okay, this is more death metal, and so I listened to it and enjoyed it.
Why am I not surprised?
As I'm wont to do. Look at that font, y'all. What is that crazy shit? It's like a church window and some electricity and horns.
It looks like a Galaga ship.
Fuck it. There's like barely a letter you can discern in there at all.
Yeah. I mean, I can, now that I
There's
heard
an
Tracy say
R.
it again, it's just and there's the eyes on either end, but it looks like it's a double.
There's a
F
lot
logo.
going on that album cover.
There
I mean,
is. There's
even
so many
with that
different things.
with that band logo, but
It's the
also
bright-
just everything else.
There's a right amount going on this album cover.
Right.
That's 2022 is what you're looking at, right?
Yeah,
This is
I wouldn't
a
be
shot
surprised.
from the immediate future.
So yes, this is definitely tech death. The playing on it is very good. It's fast. It's aggressive. I hated the vocals because you had like one dude who doing like a death metal yell that wasn't very good. Well, actually, I guess it's the same guy apparently, although he must have double layered because there's some where there's
Yeah.
not even a breath in between. And then like if we are going to rip Glenn Barnes for toilet bowl vocals, this dude is like in the Glenn Barnes school of toilet bowl vocals when he goes into his
Oh.
He graduated with honors.
Who is Glenn Barnes? It's Chris Barnes and Glenn Benton.
Glenn Barnes is his cousin, who's even more of a toilet singer than Chris
No,
Barnes.
I think this dude's vocals are infinitely better than Chris Barnes or Glenn Benton's
Well,
vocals.
you're wrong. So that's
Yeah,
okay.
You're not wrong in that matter. Because them two are just.
Yeah, and other than when he was going, that's all he did. So
His vocals are infinitely better.
Oh man.
the playing
Oh,
is
great.
definitely better than Cannibal Corpse. I will say that.
I
You know,
blame
I
everything.
didn't
I blame all my recent death metalness because I've been spamming the shit out of Cannibal Corpse Kill as well. And just their album Violence Unimagined. And I blame it all on David.
As you should.
Oops. Mission accomplished. Check.
Not sorry. Not sorry.
Not sorry. Not even slightly sorry. You told me to bring the
Um,
death, and I did. Gabe, what do you have to say?
I was just gonna say I didn't pay as much attention to the vocals as probably everybody predicted, and I did not do. But I think that this is tech death, but it really leans much more into melodic death and
Yeah.
has very symphonic flair. So it's not like it's definitely not power metal. I know it's not power metal, but it has like the slightest amount of cheese in it, and it reminds me of that sort of cheesiness that power can offer. Which is to say, most of these songs are very, very good, but I think that I typically prefer stuff that is actually more solidly in tech, and that's not their fault. It's my fault. But that said, it's very heavy, and they play well, and you can bang your head to it. It was great.
You can definitely bang your head to it. 100%.
You guys are like, Tracey, you need to bring the heavy, and I bring the heavy. It's like, it's nothing right heavy.
I thought it was the right heavy. Look, they're fighting on a world orbiting green Saturn with, what is that, a bed bug mutated by 2021 energy?
With the things that pull the human bodies in the Matrix in the real world out
Yeah,
of the
essentially.
constructs.
Yeah, but they look steam powered. Like they've got exhaust tubes. I don't know. There's a lot happening here. This is a slightly Warhammer 40K adjacent.
It is.
It's like COVID and the Matrix had a baby.
Indeed. Well, I'm here for it. And that logo I'm getting tattooed on my fucking forehead. 10 times as large as it is on the screen right now. It'll be my whole face.
That logo is very cool.
It's one of the better ones I've seen, actually.
Yeah. This album cover is awesome. And actually, like the science fiction inflected lyrics and everything remind me of Cerebral Rot that we did earlier in the year.
Yes.
No, we did. It was
Nucleus.
Flesh.
Yeah, it was Deeds of Flesh.
Yes,
Nucleus.
Deeds of Flesh. Yes. So it was very much in that vein.
100%.
But it's cool. I mean, it's very cool, and it's to Gabe's point about it being melodic, it is, and I think that I don't think they would have to change that much to make it power metal. It'd be very heavy. They would have to extend some of the solos and stuff longer and clean those up a little bit, but really all they'd have to do is change the singer, and it could be melodic.
And that's when Joey Belladonna answers the call.
I don't know that he's got the pipe anymore.
Joey Belladonna to the rescue.
Teleported from 1988.
Yeah, totally. They just combine with Unleash the Archers and become the most deadly band in North America.
They just take Brittany Slays and put her into vocalist on this and just.
Indeed.
That would be pretty epic.
It 100% would be, and I absolutely would listen to that. I was listening to Unleash the Archers today.
But I know I like my death metal with a little extra meat and potatoes with some potatoes and carrots on the side, besides just the meat of death metal.
I mean, bolt thrower, dude. So in terms of, because that's also I want to point out is the defining thing in many ways in terms of sci-fi death metal crossover was bolt thrower. Thanks, Games Workshop.
I like bolt thrower a little bit better than this because of the thrash elements of bolt thrower.
That's fair, sound wise, yeah.
But I mean, this was very well done.
I'm glad you guys liked it. I guess I felt like I had to pick something to put me back in y'all's good gracious after the last week in recording of, especially for being of the Mastodon double whammy or quadruple whammy.
Yeah, that was not good. This is much better than that. Okay, Tracey, do you want to go first on the
all
tracks?
of them, 1 through 8. I like tracks 1 through 8. 9 and 10 can fuck off.
There are only 8 tracks for those of you who are not watching the video.
Like for me, this is definitely an album I'm going to listen to from start to finish and last pull singles off of.
I agree with that because I think all the tracks are, I don't think I like them quite as much as Tracey. Again, partially due to the singing. But I do think they're all good. I would probably, because I mean, at 44 minutes, you might as well say that this is not a big time investment. So I'd probably just listen to the entire thing. And it's one of those things where I don't think that this is a concept album, but I think that all the tracks fit together pretty well. And I will give Simeon Hive a shout out though, just because that's a ludicrous title and I love it.
That song's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, also I think all the songs transition into one another as well.
Yeah,
they do.
Oh,
very well.
And the playing at the instrumental passages, the into Mesmer core, loved those as well.
Yeah, the transitions are fantastic, and they're much more like power metal in some ways, in terms of the like chapter 4, like leading from one to the next.
It's all the keyboards, man.
Indeed.
It's like it's super, yeah.
Yeah, that symphonicness is a nice touch that you'll get in a lot of tech death.
Yeah, you don't. These genres, is this really tech death? I guess kind of. Tech death, power death, death death. I don't know, it's death metal with keyboards. Is what it is.
I think we just thought
5
tech
deaths
death, power death, death death.
I think on their Bandcamp or whatever said it was tech melodic death. And I was
like,
okay.
Or
whatever, but you know.
It's definitely metal.
Yeah, it's definitely metal, and it's definitely death metal.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, time to grade this thing.
I didn't say my tracks, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Oops.
You have
Did
failed.
David, you're done with tracks?
Oh yeah, they're great. I mean, they're pretty much all great. Shout out for Simeon. That's my
I
song.
mean, yeah, I liked the first three as well, as particularly Taken with Maelstrom Prison. I also enjoyed Vile Genesis a whole lot, and I liked Heirs of the Descent, which is pretty cool. From Exile to Exaltation actually kind of reminded me of that earlier Children of Bottom type feel.
Same.
Yep. I can see that.
But yeah, some of the keyboard bits were a little bit too much for me. So that's sort of the drawback, but otherwise pretty decent.
I see. We need to send you back to Keytar camp to just get you.
Yes.
We needed he wasn't there for us for the Iron Maiden Lost in Time, was it?
Indeed.
He did get the
Synth
training
bass.
there. He did get the training for it.
Yeah.
It's mandatory training for all people involved, Gabe.
Yeah, I gotta get my Keytar badge.
I thought we included that in the new hire package that we sent you when you joined on.
Apparently not.
Guitar training. It's intensive. It comes with a skinny tie.
Synth-tensive.
Yeah.
Since,
Okay. Now we can talk about Grace, I guess. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump the gun.
It happens. But since I picked this poison, I'm going to fall on the sword first. I'm going to give it a 92, an A-.
I don't think it's quite that good. I'm going to give it a B. I think it's good, but the vocals really hinder it for me.
Go ahead, David.
I think maybe it's a B album, but Death Metal's endorsement and the blood pact I signed with them requires me to bump it up to a B plus. I agree. I'm legally obligated to give it a higher grade. I think I'm with Ben in that I think the thing that makes it suffer a little bit is the vocals, just because there's just better people in the game. There just are. It's not like, oh my God, was Exodus? It's not that level.
Yeah, they didn't sound like a Muppet. I will give you that. Yeah.
He does not sound like a Muppet. So, or like Glenn Barnes, unknown death metal singer from Fampa, Florida. But yeah, this is a B plus for me.
Yeah, I think this is a B plus album for me too. It's not the best tech death album I've heard this year, but it's not bad at all. And I think some of these songs are really nice, and I'd come back to them.
I'll agree with Gabe on not the best tech death album I heard this year either, but that album that I think he's talking about is just fucking.
I will have to say, of the subgenres of metal, death metal was the best subgenre this year.
Well, I think it's undergoing a renaissance, and I hit you with a lot of it because I also made sure to like sneak in classics like Morbid Angel back catalog, right? Like we gotta go to death metal school, everyone, the same way that Gabe's going to Keytar school, and we'll be ready for our Kraftwerk only year in 2023.
All that death metal training.
Death metal training, man.
We might have to do a detour to Death Doom school.
Let's do it. You will find an ally in Ben.
Yeah, I would love to go to the Death Doom school.
I feel like I've seen that. Isn't that the one with like the vampire that's in high school and the werewolf? And
probably.
It's
the sequel to Monster Squad.
Yeah.
We took the 100 level course in already with Hooded Menace.
Sure.
I would also say it was Cerebral Rot, but that's also
I agree with that as well.
I do too.
Municipal Waste, man. Sorry, that's older school, and that is a real band, by the way.
It is. I wouldn't mind going back and spending some of their stuff. All right. Well, what are we doing next time, Trace?
The next time you hear our wonderful voices, we'll be doing a flashback, a rewind of a sorts, and albums we had previously done that we want to go back and relook and see if they deserve a different grade, to reevaluate them, or the people who joined us later on just to get their thoughts on them.
When Tracy says we, he means the dictatorship of the spreadsheet decided
We-
this was going to happen.
We had talked about it, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, we're doing it. And
It was
I
just declared, and suddenly we were listening to 136 albums.
The overlord of
week.
the chickens, Newports, decided that this is going to happen.
This is happening. We were like, okay. And so we did it, and it was intense. It was a lot of records.
Yes,
Was.
it was. All right, but join us then for, I guess, a grab bag of re-reviews on Thunderdome Metal Reviews.
Oh, grab your bag again.
We always grab in the bag.